My parents always took us, we always went long distances wherever we went for holidays. We always had a week's holiday, and then Saturday afternoons after Ian, after Ronald, my brother, had helped my mother all do what work she had to do on a Saturday morning, because they didn't go out to work in those days, of course. But it's if she'd anything to do, she used to clean the step and everything with the cream stone, white stone. We used to do that, and then we used to go to town, to Victoria Station, and go to Southport. We lived Southport. My mother loved shops, walking along Lord Street, and I think we must have gone to 2 Saturdays out of 4 all through my childhood. We'd go to Southport. We used to go to Southport. My mother used to go there, and there's shops, beautiful shops. Woodheads was a gorgeous cake shop, and the cakes there were absolutely delicious. And my mother was always very fussy where she bought her things, you know. And she always went, when we were here, she used to go to Lowe's on Stockport Road, which had their own bakery. They had a shop in Levenshulme and a shop in Longsight by Dickinson Road there. And she used to go all the way there, and she used to go to Wineholt's in Alderley Edge, the Swiss shop there, to buy cakes. And again, I was very lucky because my father worked, as I say, all his life on the railways, in the offices, and he got free passes for my mother and himself. And we got them up to the age of 16, and then when he became 16, I think they finished all together. You got to a certain age, I think it was 11, I could go anywhere for half price, you know, only it cost with the free pass thing. My mother got a free pass and my father, and we got half fare. And then it gradually, 16, that finished altogether, and had to pay full fare then. But because he worked on the railway, he got those so many free passes per year. And then he also, another voluntary job, he took ambulance classes, St John's ambulance classes, for the staff on the railway. He did those in the offices. Well, I think anybody could go to them. But he also got a lot more free passes because he did the ambulance classes as well. So we always made good use of those passes. And all my life I travelled. I went to several places long before I was 1. The further away it was, the better, as far as my parents were concerned. I learnt to walk at Bournemouth at 11 months. I was walking in Bournemouth. We used to go to the Isle of Wight, we used to go to Torquay, Paynton.
Were your parents from down there, or
No.
you just travelled that far because
Holidays.
Oh right, yeah.
Because these were free. Their things were free. Mine was half. We used them to the full. We never went anywhere where, well, for holidays we would travel these distances. And as I say, we went to London once a month. Used to go to London. Southport every other Saturday. Liverpool. We went to the Empire Exhibition 3 times in 1 week to the Glasgow. We went to London, went festival in London. We went at least once every fortnight while the festival in London was on, 1951. And Glasgow, when the Empire Exhibition was on, we went. I can remember going there an awful lot. We went 3 times in 1 week. We used to go up to Glasgow midnight, have the day in Glasgow and come back midnight next day. Thought nothing of it. Now you can see how I've got used to travel, Robert. But now it's turned out to be the world, you know. We used to go in private hotels, you know, not like the massive places there are today. We used to just go in a private hotel. And then years early on in my life, for many years we went to Aberdeen a lot for holidays. And there there used to be the landlady, and you used to buy your own food and then give it the landlady and she would cook it for you. Mm. And up to now, I'm still in touch with people who went. I could show you a photograph of me in a pony and trap. Say I must only have been about 5 or something like that, with this girl from Scotland who it's her birthday yesterday. Cards here. In a pony and trap where we were up in Scotland and Aberdeen, and they used to go to the same private hotel, little thing it was then, where the lady did all the cooking, and they used to go every year as well. But they lived at Airdrie, 10 miles outside Glasgow. They used to go to Aberdeen for their holidays, and we used to meet up every year. But we still went, although we went up there, we still went away as well down south. Still, it seemed as though you had to go to the Isle of Wight, Bournemouth, Torquay or Devon or Cornwall. But we always had to go long distances. My first time abroad was 1946, the year after the war, and I went to Switzerland and went into Italy from there, because my brother came with us, and he was demobbed, mm-hmm. and he wanted to go back to somewhere where he'd been in the war, and the last place he was at, he'd fought all the way up from Sicily, all the way up Monte Cassino and everywhere, right up. He'd fought up to northern Italy and was in Milan, and he loved Milan and he wanted to go back there. And so we stayed on the borders. That's when we first went to Lugano. And that, to this day, Lugano, now whether it's because it's the first place I ever went to with no television, you didn't know what it was like. You know, you've not seen all the foreign countries like you do on television. And I didn't know what to expect. And so we stayed on the border, but my brother, fortunately, had been 4 years in Italy, so he could speak fluent Italian. And you could only then take £25 spending money. £25 per person. And I was 21 that year. So we went to Switzerland. And between us we managed to buy, not this watch, little gold watch, still got it upstairs, a gold watch, but we couldn't raise enough money to buy the strap. But the shop where we bought it from said they'd got an agent in Huddersfield. So when they said, when you get back to England, you can go, I'll ring them up, he said. You can go to this shop in Huddersfield and buy your gold strap. And that we did. Any excuse, went to Huddersfield for the gold strap for me watch. But the thing was, neither could we raise enough money between us, although we did take extra headed, in our, which we weren't supposed to have done. But we couldn't raise enough money for us all to go into Italy, to Milan. So my mother said we took my young cousin with us because they had a grocer's shop, and they couldn't. The mother and father, my auntie and uncle, couldn't ever take the children far because of having the shop. And my mother felt a bit sorry for my cousin, and his elder sister was working, so she said, would you let Donald come with us? You see, we'll take Donald with us if you would like him. Educate him, all for education, as I say. So my young cousin came with us, Donald. He died about 4 years ago at Christmas, actually. Anyway, so there was my mother, my cousin, my brother, and myself. And we raised enough money for my brother only and me to go to Milan. And we had to go by taxi. It was the only way we could get there. We had to go by taxi. And that cost us £21. Again, it's equal to £21 in money, the taxi fare. And we got there, and Ian took me all round in Milan Cathedral and everywhere, and went round on the trip. He acted as guide because he knew his way, and he was hoping he'd got in with an Italian count while he was there, who had treated him, believe it or not, after the war was over, before he was demobbed and he came back home. He treated my brother to a skiing holiday, and Ian wanted to go back and see him, but we hadn't got enough money to get there to see him.